Don't stress out, enjoy it. Like, the last 4 years may have been one of the best 4 years of my life.
Let's talk about something more fun. Since it was an amazing journey, tell me about your toughest course till now.
I think industrial safety was an interesting experience of a subject.
What team do you support?
I'm a big Barca fan.
You're on the good side.
Of course, the best side.
Hi everyone and welcome back to the Go Far podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you all once again after a short break caused by extreme reasons. But trust me, today's episode is worth the wait. Because today I'm joined by someone who I'm genuinely honored to call a guest and a brother. He is the kind of person who walks into a room and instantly raises the standard. He doesn't just keep up, he sets the pace. He has been a mentor to many and inspiration to even more. A true trailblazer of an individual. Yusuf, welcome to the pod, man.
Wow, what an intro. Thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure.
It's a deserved intro, I can tell you this.
Thank you, man. And I consider you a brother as well.
Yeah. Well, we're now seniors at the university.
We are.
Yeah. Shocking.
What a journey.
Speak to me about your first week at the uni. How was it like?
My first week, well, we have to go back 4 years. And we were in the old campus in Aspire where we had just 2 classes and 10 students?
How was the experience like? Because A-State has came a long way.
It has a very long way, from number of students to a different campus to professors in person even. But at the time, I think the idea of having online classes with a professor on the screen was a little nerve-wracking and something new.
It was a bit cool. You
felt different.
You tell people you're in a university that works for the future.
Yes.
And they just believe you.
100%. You felt different. You felt special. And it was cool, yeah. It was a change from school as well.
Well, since you're an elite, give an advice for the freshmen or the new students joining us in fall.
Don't stress out, enjoy it. Like, the last 4 years may have been one of the best 4 years of my life. So enjoy it. Like, uni is enjoyable. The first year is pretty simple.
Second year is even better.
Second year is even better. And you make like new friends and each one of them gets better than the other. So like...
Good point.
Yeah.
Since it was an amazing journey, tell me about your toughest course till now.
My toughest course?
Yeah.
Wow.
There is a couple up there.
There's a good few.
You can tell me top 3. I'll give you this.
Top 3?
Yeah.
You know, you'd think difficult means you got a bad grade, but...
Yeah, so sometimes difficult is not a bad grade. I can tell you this from experience.
I think industrial safety was an interesting experience of a subject.
It was a very sweaty course, I can tell you this.
It was, and it was a different classroom that we weren't used to, and a different professor.
It was
different
something.
Different type of course.
Okay, let's talk about something more fun.
Something more fun.
Yeah.
Hit me with
what
whatever
do you think
you've
it
got.
is?
Footy.
Yes, it is football.
Let's go.
What team do you support?
I'm a big Barca fan.
You're on the good side.
Of course, the best side.
Yeah. What do you think of the season this year?
I'm delighted. I think we didn't expect anything like it.
Could have been a bit better.
Oh, it could have been way better. And I think we were unlucky, and we can all Barca fans believe the same thing, that we're...
But I believe everyone's
done hard.
Happy with Hansi Flick.
I think we enjoyed this season so much for us to be disappointed from missing out on the Champions League.
He's been magnificent. The La Liga alone was... Every competition had its own story.
The number of goals and even...
The way we beat Madrid in different scenario every...
4 times this season felt
5
so
if you count
good.
the 2 in the US. We beat them at home, outside home.
Even the offside traps and the nervousness of conceding goals and then celebrating the fact that they were offside.
Okay, tell me best and worst player at Barca this year. I want best and worst, no top 3. No, I'm not giving you away after.
Okay, this is very opinionated. So for me, that's difficult.
Remember who the host is.
No, I'm not even gonna look at it in a biased way. I'm gonna go Pedri, I think.
Okay, I respect this.
I struggle to see us to be the team we are without him.
True.
So, and even though he's not a La Masia graduate,
he counts it.
He bleeds La Masia.
Yeah. Worst player.
Can I say Ter Stegen?
Yeah. If he played the 2-3 more games, I would have put him.
Like, I think if he was in goal first,
Because we were losing, and then he got injured, we won, and then he came back, we lost again.
I don't think we would have won any of our 3 trophies without him.
I think maybe the Super Cup if we were lucky, because we just scored 5. He was going to concede like 4.
But I think at some point, because of how...
Maybe against Bilbao we would have lost. My best and worst player, I'd put Rafinha at best, because I believe this season
I think
no other player has
most
matched his
listeners
level.
would know that answer.
Because Pedri was injured at the start, and then he started. He got his level by January.
Fair.
Lamine got his level by April.
No, but I think
Lamine got lucky because he took all the action at the end.
we can all admit that those 3 have been our best.
Yeah, they are the best 3 players. You could potentially put Gerard Martin in there. In the conversation.
Don't get me started, please.
Okay, since the transfer market is opening soon, yeah. Give me potential dream signings and potential departures.
Wow.
Who do you want to see come? Who do you want to see go?
Who I want to see go, definitely number 1 is Ter Stegen. I really don't want to see this guy play for my club ever again.
Me too. There's a trend now on Twitter. The hashtag is Ter Stegen out.
Let's hope that affects him somehow.
I hope he gets affected by good words. Imagine the bad ones.
Yeah, so that's something positive, I guess, for the day.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think Lewandowski needs to go. Maybe it's a little controversial because he did have a good season.
I think he only goes if we get someone. If you're not gonna get someone, he can't leave.
Definitely.
You can't just sell him and just wait on Ferran.
But if we're looking optimally, then yes, I would sell Lewandowski, and I thank him for the 3 wonderful seasons he gave us. But that's enough for someone of his age. And Ter Stegen needs to go.
Who would you get in?
As a dream signing, up top,
You can put a couple of ones.
Up top, I'd get Isaac. As a dream signing.
Bro, they were not satisfied with 150 million.
If we're not talking realistically, if maybe a little more realistically, maybe we can say
I'd take the amazing goalkeeper from Espanyol, as bad of a club as they are.
Juan Garcia would be wonderful.
And give me a left wing, give me a Rafael Leao. I'll take him.
Leao would be a huge difference maker.
And then I don't think we even need a striker anymore. We can play Olmo false 9, Ferdinand striker.
Something that will make our team unpredictable, honestly.
You could get Gyökeres in. He'll finish the chances.
Gyökeres is definitely a cheaper option than Isaac, considering...
He's there for 60 and we'll think about 70 million Luis Diaz.
I really don't want Luis Diaz, if we're going to talk about my opinion there. So
some Liverpool fans will not be happy with this.
They won't be happy with it, but they'll also be happy that they get to keep him. So
good point. Yeah. Okay, see, this is a bit of a deep question.
Ask.
Best football match you ever saw?
My life?
Yeah. Mine's ready. I'm waiting for yours.
Yours is ready. Yeah. I mean,
every single Barca game this season.
There are different answers because I can say I watched an El Clasico in person. So as a whole experience, maybe that was the greatest game I've ever watched.
Which one was it?
2015-16 season.
We won?
We lost actually 2-1.
Don't go to games again. Please don't go to games again.
But going to the Camp Nou and watching MSN and Iniesta and Busquets and even the other side, Madrid,
that's
Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, Modric, Kroos.
There's another question related to that. The generation of Madrid coming soon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I think my favorite football match I've ever seen is the World Cup final.
Yeah.
I don't think any game can top this.
I think that might be the greatest game in the history of the game.
And being able to watch it live, supporting one of the two teams is winning.
Yeah.
Counted for something.
And the final achievement in the end is, as a Barca fan and a Messi fan, and him winning.
It made up for all the Barca defeats that were going on at the time.
The depression of those last 4 years.
Yeah, they were insane. Okay, this is a deeper question. Why does supporting teams can be personal? Why can it be personal?
Well, firstly, it's something you choose from a very young age.
Good point.
So it takes a lot of your life.
Very true.
And every week
you just choose a team as grade 1 and you're stuck with it.
And you can't change it, It's just part of being a football fan.
I mean, it could always be worse to support Man United.
Oh, good God. That would be terrible. Or even Arsenal. But let's not touch on that because I know
they have
that's
a
a
La Masia
touchy
coach.
subject for you.
No, I don't care. They have a La Masia coach. This is all I care about. He's one of us.
So
He doesn't play like one of us, but he's one of us. Okay, this is a question related to Madrid. Does VAR help or ruin the game?
well, it's supposed to.
Because it was created for a certain team, but then they don't use it on the team. So I generally don't understand what's
It's
happening.
supposed to help, but I think it's redundant when it comes to Madrid. Like with or without it, there's still gonna be like the scams are still gonna happen.
I believe so as well, unfortunately.
The referee bias is still gonna exist.
Okay, this is a one answer question. Give me the most overrated and underrated player this season.
Overrated Bellingham.
I agree. It's extremely overrated. He does nothing but run around acting like Prime Zizou.
I think even
Even Prime Zizou does not want him to act like Prime Zizou.
even more last year, but at least last year he put up
Last
the
year
numbers.
he was a bit better.
He
was
put up the
scoring.
numbers, yeah.
This year he's just getting outclassed by Pedri every time they face each other.
More than just Pedri. But yeah, for underrated, it's a difficult answer. If you asked me a few years ago, I'd have told you Rakitic. But
I have a close answer to this on a player this season.
this season,
And he plays in the same position.
for me,
Yeah, I'm going with Fermin Lopez.
Fermin Lopez.
No one speaks about this guy. He deserves more talk.
But like you said about maybe Pedri or Lamine, he more showed up later on in the second half of the season.
I think because he was injured and then he didn't play.
But I agree.
It's a bit unfair because he last year he's the only player to get called up to 2 national teams.
Yeah.
And he won both. And then this year, yesterday, it just happened again.
Yeah.
He got called for both teams. So he is an insane player.
I like how different Fermin is. He's not a typical
La Masia player.
La Masia player. But I think I'd like to say Martin Zubimendi. I'm a big fan of this guy, and I think it's a shame we didn't get to sign him last season.
He took his decision.
And I think we're lucky that we have La Masia.
I agree. Okay, let's go back to uni because we're at A-State, obviously. What was your favorite moment at the university?
Or my favorite moment.
Yeah. Give top 3. I'll give you this.
That's really difficult.
Yeah.
I think the futsal competition this year, I got to play after being out of footy for a good 2 years.
Insane moment. I witnessed it. I was the coach.
That was that was absolutely lovely, and even maybe we didn't perform at the level we would have liked. We improved from last year.
We definitely improved. We went from last to last. It's never been done
No, I don't
before.
think we were last because we got 3
Second
points
last,
this
possibly.
year,
Yeah, second last.
which is quite the achievement. Last year we were 0 points
Playing
and
like Prime Espanyol.
minus 30 goal difference. So I think that was.
Wouldn't you say it's our mono-pre trips that we used to do?
Oh, now that definitely I think tops even the futsal.
Yeah.
Leaving between classes to a quick trip, trying to get to Monoprix and back to class on time, not to be late.
We were never late to class. It's always between the classes.
Getting our steps in
Nothing bad ever happened. Yeah, it was all about the steps
and getting a bag of drinks to
getting caffeine to help in us focus more.
to enjoy our pack day
Yeah,
from 2 to 8. I think it was we had last semester.
Yeah, it was a very heavy day.
Pack days
During
we
the
had.
industrial safety, see, we all
Yeah.
go back to the hardest course we had.
Pack days those were. We'd have the drinks underneath the table and pull them up. And some strange courses as well, fine arts and
I loved fine arts.
It
From
was
my
really
side,
enjoyable.
It was the best course I ever had.
It was
I
very
wish I take
enjoyable.
fine arts every day.
it was something
I'll take
different
it in
though.
summer, in winter, and fall, and new seasons that have not been created yet. I'll take it every day. This question is a bit controversial because student hustle culture, the new culture, is it worth it or is it toxic?
In what sense?
Like students, they have to be doing 500 million things at once. It all has to be working out. Do you think it's worth it because then it pays like often by the end of it, or do you think it's toxic?
It definitely pays off in the end.
Not always.
If you do it correctly, I think most of the time. And I think especially with today's like market and life and everything, it gets tougher and tougher
I believe so as well.
and it's more competitive. But at the same time, I think you need to enjoy uni.
I agree.
So finding a good balance, even if it means cutting off a bit of work.
I think this is one of the things that helped us when we were doing like many things at once. That we enjoyed what was happening during the university, so we didn't overthink or we didn't I don't think we got burnt out much.
Exactly. And if you do these
Maybe
things,
physically, but mentally we were fine.
if you do these things with your friends as well, sometimes it helps, you know.
Yeah, you just go sit in a cafe, speak
Yeah.
about it, it's fine.
It's more of a competition
Yeah,
between
it
you
just
and your
works
friends
out
as well.
eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do some people peak in high school? It's an extreme question.
As someone who didn't peak in high school, I think it's going to be a bit rough. But
'Cause I think whoever peaked in high school, it's over.
yeah, I think a lot of them are struggling these days, you know. The people that crumpled their papers in their bag and headed out to make fun and joke about. I think, like I said, I think balancing out having fun and working is important.
This is extremely important.
I think these people chose to just put that aside. And I think when they went to uni, maybe they got a bit of a reality check.
I believe so. And I think also like movies, Netflix, whatever have been making like a bit of an unrealistic.
100%.
They
Everyone,
make uni seem in a certain way, and you just go into uni thinking this is how life is, but this is definitely not.
everyone thinks they're living in a movie these days. Like,
A huge problem.
we need to slow down the shows, man.
Okay, so uni, hard courses, long days, as we said, 12 to 12. I don't know how long we stayed at sometimes.
Yeah, I remember the classes that finished at 11 and 12 midnight.
How did you manage the uni stress?
I don't tend to stress in general.
I know.
If we're going to put it, I'm not the best example.
What an answer.
Because I think like life's gonna flow either way.
Yeah.
You know, what's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you get your assignments done, at the end of the day, what? It's going to be an hour per assignment, max, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, I believe so.
Like and we take about 3 subjects every 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So like in high school, 100%, if you actually studied and did well at school, to get the grades you did, you had to study more than 4 or 5 hours a day.
But now I think it's also because the course is like tough. Because people, I think this is something people don't realize. You start easy, and then it's not easy anymore.
The jump is pretty heavy.
Yeah, there's no in the middle. One day you're smiling, the other you're not, and then you just stay not smiling till graduation.
I think that's
Some
a bit
people
rough
at
on
graduation
uni.
were not smiling. I was there. I did not. I saw some of them without a smile.
But I think also I think when you graduate, the relief of graduating is going to be there, but at the same time, the nerve-wracking sensation of, you know, going into the real world is going to be balancing out your feelings at the time.
Let's spice this up a little more, because I know
I do
I know
like
your
spicy
interests on a personal level. So since we mentioned tech, let's dive deep into an area I know you love: cars.
Oh yes.
What's your favorite brand of car?
I think everyone at uni is going to know this, but BMW. I walk around sponsoring them on my chest proudly.
I've never seen someone love cars. Love a certain brand more than you.
Yeah, and I'm very loyal. Like,
Why?
it's the car I drive, and
What did they do better than us?
I like the balance between luxury and sportiness. I think Mercedes really misses out on the sporty feeling, except in very specific
They
cars.
should start paying you for marketing.
Right? My family literally just said I should be sponsored by.
Yeah, because it's your whole life. Yeah, you go. Or I thought you were there at some point.
My
The first
personality
time I saw you
revolves around
I
being a
was like,
BMW fan.
He's the owner. I was like, something is happening. Okay.
So,
Very controversial topic, because I love controversial topics.
oh, you do.
Electric or gas? And
Yes.
Why?
Well,
Same answer, but why?
as a car guy, you love the sound of cars. You love the concept of a car is about its engine, about how it works, about the combustion, about having a V6 or a V12 or a V8 or an inline 4.
Proper engineer talking about the engine.
Like, you know, and like it's crazy how just a turbo or a twin turbo can affect the speed of a car compared to one without a turbo. And the sound, of course. Like the number of cars you can tell, just the difference from just how it sounds is something that differs with me. But I will also back that maybe luxury cars ought to be better with electric, because the whole concept is about it being quieter, smoother, calmer,
Earth-friendly.
more comfortable. Let's not get into earth friendly, but because like the actual factories for those probably affect the environment
I
worse.
agree.
But definitely this, like, you want the luxury and the comfort in a luxury car.
On
So
the topic of luxury, what's the most iconic car in your opinion? Or a couple of cars?
I think Rolls Royce.
I believe so as well.
I think from the spirit of ecstasy to everything being
The
handmade,
design is
to the
exquisite.
stitches, to the Starry Night, I think everything about Rolls Royce is known to be a Rolls Royce thing.
It's a mix between a surgeon and an artist who made this.
I love that.
I think it's a...
I adore that analogy, because especially if you get the chance to go to their showroom and they show you the design room, they'll open and show you how the roof functions, and it truly does look like a brain surgeon is working on it.
See, I tend to make good comments sometimes. Okay, this is a personal question because we planned this before. Since we planned a drive across the Middle East after graduation,
Yes.
which car will we go with and why?
If we have to talk about some of our cars,
Yeah. No, you choose one.
just any car.
Yeah.
Wow. I think
And please keep us alive.
keep us alive. Yeah, I think we'll go with something more practical rather than something sporty. But do we go for something luxury or do we go for an SUV?
Well, it depends. We're going to be going throughout the whole Middle East. I don't think luxury is going to do us. It's good.
I think a good practical SUV is going to be the best option. And again, as a BMW fan, I think even though I don't think it's the most practical for a road trip, I have to go with an X5. And an X5, a normal X5, I think is going to be a great option.
I think we're dying. It's 12 hours in. Okay, since we mentioned one of our plans after university, after graduating, what comes after college?
I think it depends on you as a person, but
Yusuf as a human being, as an individual.
I think a master's is important.
I believe so.
As much as
Everyone these days has a bachelor's, unfortunately.
exactly. A
It's
bachelor,
not good. It's not as easy as
the value of a bachelor 30 years ago is different to the value of a bachelor these days.
Yeah, everyone has them these days.
So a master's is definitely key. Whether you do it online or you go do it elsewhere, I think also doing a master's is important to have a good mix of an experience of studying and having some fun, but at the same time, you need to get some work experience.
I think for other students, I think they could speak to certain professors as mentors.
Definitely.
Because I believe certain professors have helped us in some ways. Like,
100%.
what professor would you say changed your life? Maybe not in a big way, just like, had a nice impact.
I think Professor Sokolov for facilities management,
What a professor.
he's really impressive.
The way he talks is...
I don't think I've ever been that engaged in a class, and it to the extent where I struggled not to pay attention.
We need more guys like him.
Which is not something you can say about attending a lecture, you know?
Especially if it's 4 hours.
Yeah, those
not so
EGRM
easy.
classes, yeah.
Let's speak about something we both love. Food.
Oh, my favorite topic.
First of all, what's your favorite food?
Well, it's an Egyptian dish called mumbar.
Okay. Yeah, I support this.
I think this is something I even dream about at night sometimes. So,
Very fair. I also dream about certain foods at night.
yeah,
What about if we said top 3? Add 2 more.
top 3 foods. I think we're gonna have to mix it up a bit and go with leave the Egyptian food aside and maybe hit one sushi.
I thought this was the next answer.
Yeah,
I guessed it right.
The variety is just something else.
You'd probably put a steak third.
That is 100% right.
See?
It was
I knew
next,
it.
100%.
I knew it. What would my top 3 be?
Yes.
I think it's sushi.
Yeah, you had to put sushi there.
Sushi and steak are there. And then maybe add, what's it called, hamam.
Oh, hamam.
Yeah. I'd take hamam over mumbar.
Stuffed with rice or freak?
I'd eat both. I'd eat both on the same day. I don't mind.
Fair point.
I don't mind. Now a very controversial question again. Because
You
this is what
just
I do.
love controversy.
Yeah. Pineapple on pizza. Genius or crime?
A crime. That is just terrible.
We know some people who eat it.
That is abysmal.
James ate it so many times.
Like I think
just
you
got fed up.
you see that and
I felt
as a
like
food
crying.
person you just feel that's just
I had to clean my eyes 12 times after seeing what I witnessed.
that's terrible. I couldn't go to sleep that night.
Bro, I stayed up. To this day, I'm still up. I still don't, man. Every time I remember how.
Just have the pineapple after.
Exactly, it was not working. It's like, have the pizza, nice margarita. Have fun.
What a bizarre
Then have
thing
pineapple. I have pineapple before, warm up.
before and after, bro. If you like pineapple that
During,
much.
just don't put it on top.
Yeah. Just not with the same bite. Please.
Then it's literally the same, it's just-
avoid mixing the two foods.
Since we go to many restaurants together,
We do.
top 5 restaurants to go to.
In Qatar,
Let's do in Qatar. Some people who didn't know outside.
I think we have to put as an experience we've experienced together a good few times. Yihua
Yeah,
has to be up there,
it has to.
especially as people who like to eat a lot. I think it's your best bang for buck.
The better days when they have sushi as well.
Oh yeah. Don't go on Wednesdays, that's no sushi.
And Mondays, I was there yesterday. There was no sushi.
Yihua is definitely a great option. But if depends whether we're talking about like high-end restaurants or low-end restaurants.
Give me best taste.
So
Could be worth 1,000, could be worth nothing.
yeah, but that's unfair. So
Game's the game.
for the lower-end restaurants,
We're gonna come to the hidden gems soon.
the hidden gems.
Yeah.
I think Turkey Central makes a great grilled chicken and grilled beef
best
chunks.
shawarma on the block.
You think Turkey Central has the best shawarma?
No.
For me, I think Al-Asi,
Which one is this? The one you took me to?
the one I took you to.
I'd put it top 3.
Unfortunately, I don't want to say where it is because I want to gatekeep. So
You have all the right to do so.
yeah, but 100% this has to be in my top 5 foods here in Qatar.
Okay. Now mention Qatar and the hidden gems. Tell me hidden gems in the Qatar's food scene that some might not know.
There's no hidden gems here anymore. I think
I'd
everything.
argue, but some people still don't know about Beleban.
Beleban is nice, and it could be a hidden gem. But when you go and you stand in the line for 2 hours,
Yeah, I mean, you can just always order it.
yeah,
It's always busy.
But it's exactly. You just have to keep refreshing the page. And
Do you think it's worth the hype?
maybe not. Maybe not the 2-hour wait. But like if it's free and you go and have like a nice ashtuta or something, that's just it is something light and well, I say light.
who wouldn't like a nice ashur? This definitely works well after a tough day.
Yes, 100%. I think this isn't under the table, but Juno's in West Walk makes a really good tiramisu.
People should definitely go try this one.
Yeah.
I definitely would. Okay, now tell me about the myth of finding your passion. Is it real or overhyped? Like, do you think everyone just needs to go to the major they love, the thing they do, no matter how much it pays or how successful it could be?
It depends on how much you care about money.
For example, people who care about getting into majors like English or sociology or history.
I think if you truly are passionate about it, then it's a shame not to go into it. But at the same time,
There's always a but.
yeah, it depends on how much money makes a difference for you. If you don't mind living at a certain level or earning a certain amount of money.
Or it could depend on how financially stable you are.
Of course. So I think that's a huge difference. But sometimes people's passion beats everything else that exists in the world for them.
I agree. I definitely agree. Since we keep going back to the uni. It's amazing to talk
We are
about.
at uni.
Yeah, this is true. This is it's live location. We are at uni. If you hear this, don't come. To us, you can come to the uni. You're always welcome. One rule you'd like to make, one rule you'd like to change in uni.
One rule I'd like to change at uni.
Yeah, I know your answer.
There are 2 answers. I wish attendance didn't count.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen.
And number 2, the rules of no shorts. I think in a country like this and weather like this, no shorts is a crime. Like, Even if the rule was made for a certain set of people, maybe it should have been more clear. So
I agree. Okay, now opposite. One rule you want to happen in the uni. Force it into the uni.
a rule to enforce?
Yeah.
No rules. I don't know, man. Who wants a rule? But
you are not someone who loves rules, are you?
I think if I say my opinions on rules, I won't be.
It's not gonna work well for us. Okay, this I want to speak about because this is very underrated. Because I told you we're gonna speak about AI eventually.
Yes, a very big part of our lives.
How often do we use AI?
Sorry to disturb. Anything to drink or to eat?
No, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Sure.
Yes, thank you so much.
Coffee, anything.
Is this recorded? It's behind the scenes.
Will this be on the podcast?
Well, I can cut it. Don't worry. We can do quick.
Oh.
You want to have coffee? I don't know.
No, he will bring it.
Yeah.
So you guys can continue. You just can order them.
American.
We were talking about Turkey markets, right?
Yes.
Ice Americano.
Especially
Yeah.
the Arabic, like what are the Arabic للمشاوي.
I'll do the same. Yes.
Ice Americano.
Yeah. أنا
Something to eat.
no,
Talab?
thank you. Yeah, these restaurants for me are great. They're also not expensive and they taste good.
ايه طلبت انا طالب قبله ده هو اللي قلدني انا كنت فين
AI.
How often do we use AI unknowingly? Because some people wouldn't know that, for example, Google Maps or maybe Snap filters are AI. What do you think?
Then I think we use AI 24/7, man.
I believe we do.
I think even during our sleep, we probably use it, me and you.
Calculating sleep, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't get much of this word. It does not exist in my dictionary.
Oh.
But yeah, I believe so. Even when you're charging your phone, I don't know. You're always doing something related to AI.
And it's definitely been a huge part of us.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
Since it has been a very huge part of us, do you trust AI to make big life decisions for you? I know your answer.
I want to say yes, but at the same time, I'd like to think that
Because at the same time, they make the decision without feelings.
indeed,
It
yes.
matters a lot.
It's a very non-biased
Because
point of
sometimes
view.
you're biased, you just choose whatever you want and end up choosing the wrong one.
No matter how unemotional your decision is going to be, it's going to be slightly emotional.
At the same time, they do mistakes.
But in that case, I don't think you can ask it to make the decision, but rather help you make the decision. List out all the pros and cons.
Tell
And
it, answer right.
I guess.
How did it change the way we study at the uni? Because I feel like it's had a nice impact on the way we study.
100%.
Obviously not during tests because it's not allowed, but during studying it has,
I think
especially in a
definitely.
course like biology, it came in handy.
Bio, even math, and you took calculus, which I'll be taking this semester.
It was one heavy course, I can tell you.
It's something that can help maybe teach you something in a simpler way. Like, let's say, even if the professor is great, maybe you didn't understand something or his explanation didn't make sense to you, you can go to him and ask him to explain the lesson to you a second time or a third time until you've got the hang of it. Even it can give you practice questions like you did with bio.
Definitely, this
We
is
had-
exactly, and so it came exactly like the test.
Yeah, practice quizzes and practice questions.
The professor could have used questions from there. There's a possibility.
That would have helped you
The
prepare.
same exact questions.
Yeah. So it's definitely so important. It can help you also compress your studying. Like if there's a big file filled with like 100 pages,
They
you
just
can
summarize it,
and see the
get
important
it over
parts.
within one page.
Exactly. So it's really key. Like remember we had operations and we could only have one page.
Yeah, I take it back. This was the hardest course I've ever faced.
This was tough.
This was not for the weak.
We had a page of notes allowed
This
in class.
had more people who dropped out of this course.
Who couldn't drop out as well.
Yeah, some people were suffering. I saw people crying in the test. It was not a nice
rough. And if it wasn't for AI, like helping us make notes and helping us,
The book was like 3,000 pages.
it was tough.
And we had 3 days to study. And the PowerPoints were not even out.
And that's excluding that you had to memorize equations and Six Sigma and a whole lot of things.
It used to be in a nightmares operation, especially the professor used to come up to me. He's a really good professor, really amazing guy.
He was.
It's just the course was really hard.
The course was tough. I liked him because he liked Abdul Halim. Great musician.
I agree, very good musician. Okay, so another controversial question. Should students be allowed to use it for homework? Homework. It's a bit different than tests.
I think yes. And again, at least to help you. Like at least in brainstorming.
You can use it to kind of guide you in the right place.
Exactly.
If you're not in the right place.
Or if the subject's new to you, to think of topics to talk about or write about or whatever. I think that's important. Like, I know in English sometimes you have to pick a topic that you have to start waffling about.
Exactly. Maybe just giving you the title.
Exactly.
Or helping you like what
Structure
even is going
your
on.
writing.
Some people don't know what's going on.
Or structure
Halfway
your
throughout the
writing is
semester,
really
they don't know what's going
important.
on.
100%.
This is a question I love. Is AI leveling the playing field or is it widening the gap in education?
Ooh, that's a good question. I honestly think it's leveling it.
I believe so. I believe it was definitely not fair before.
But at the same time, I think there are some people who are way better at using AI than others.
I agree. From experience, I agree.
Yeah, but I think
I
that
believe
brings
some people don't realize how strong they are.
100%.
How far it can go.
Yeah, or what it can do for you. Like,
It has done a lot for me.
but I think at least it's closed the gap between a large majority of people.
I agree. It's definitely helped.
Yeah,
I'll put it in the positive area, not the negative.
100%.
If AI knew your future, would you want to know? Another deep question.
Why not? Honestly, why not? Like,
Because there won't be any fun in it. You'll just know what's gonna happen.
you mean the future of every single
Yeah.
day, or you mean the future of like what I'm gonna be in the future?
No, every single day. Because
Every
even what
single
you're
day.
gonna be in the future, okay, you already know what's gonna happen.
To some extent,
I know you wouldn't go to work anyway. You just wait for the CEO position to come to you.
I guess, no, if he's spoiling every single day for me, then no. Like, it's like going to watch a movie and you know the ending. Like,
You
watching
are the
it is
ending.
redundant.
You don't know the ending, you are the ending, isn't it?
Watching it is redundant. But I think if it's like telling me maybe about a specific thing in like 2 years' time or 5 years' time or 10 years' time, I'm not opposed. Like,
Why not?
yeah, I don't see why not. Maybe I could change my future. Who knows?
They could give you a cheat code here or there.
Exactly.
But again, no cheating, we don't support this.
100%.
Who's your role model in life?
Well, a cliche answer would be my dad.
No, I'm not accepting this
You
answer.
don't want a cliche answer?
No,
Okay.
I want a real answer.
A real answer.
Yeah.
That's tough.
One you can tell it's real.
One you can. I'm not lying. One I can tell that's real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you, man.
You're not running away from the answer.
I'm not running away from the question either.
Yeah.
A role model.
Yeah.
Overrated. For being honest, you're your own
You could
person.
have chosen anyone. Choose Hansi Flick, choose anyone.
Nah, Hansi Flick.
You wouldn't want to be like him?
Well, who wouldn't want to be? But I could say Messi as well, or something like that.
You could say Messi, he motivated you in life, you never know.
No, but he didn't. My motivation in life definitely didn't.
Gordon Ramsay.
Okay, that's a good shout.
See?
Fair
I'm
enough.
helping you.
That is a really good
This
shout.
is me being an AI.
I think Gordon Ramsay actually played a huge part of my life.
See? You got your answer.
Yeah,
Before the podcast, you didn't know the answer to this question. Now
that
you
is
do.
true. Well, maybe, yeah. I think, like, I hope one day I could own a restaurant.
You will.
And that did start from watching Gordon Ramsay videos.
These videos are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now, who's your dream guest on this podcast? Who do you want me to interview?
Who I want you to interview?
Yeah, sit with, have a chat.
Abdullah. I think that
No,
would
like
be...
give me a hard one to get.
No, Abdullah would be the most enjoyable podcast. I think.
You think so?
I honestly believe so.
We'll put it in the schedule. I'll have to speak.
But
to
someone a bit different, someone more difficult to get.
famous, yeah, celebrity.
A celebrity.
Yeah, and bless me with the answer, please.
I think we have a celebrity at uni.
We don't. We don't. I'm the only celebrity in this universe. I'm not accepting any answer I'm not gonna like.
Why not?
I want the real celebrity from Hollywood. Why are you making it hard?
No, but Hollywood's like really unrealistic. I want to think.
I'm gonna get them. Don't worry.
I want to think of one like here.
In Qatar?
Like, yeah. Like, is it wrong to say Nasser al-Khalifi?
One link and it happens. He's the president of my federation.
Yeah, like, don't you think that would be one of the most interesting conversations to learn from one of like the biggest business people maybe in the world?
See, this is a real celebrity.
Yeah, like maybe in the world, like from everything he owns here to everything he owns outside to like, you know, the people he meets as just an owner or a business person.
Being in the topic of Nasser Khalifi, PSG or Inter?
You know, that might be the worst question I've ever been asked in my life.
You have to pick an answer.
And like each one
I know we
has,
can't wish for both to lose.
each one has a worse answer than the other. Like Inter beat us, and at the same time it gives the
It's
chance
better
to...
for them to win.
For
Because they
Inter?
already have a trophy this season. The others are fighting for a treble.
True. And then that gives Dembele the argument to win the Ballon d'Or. And I think that would be
This
the
would be
worst
the end
Ballon
of-
d'Or in the history of this award.
It would be worse than Luka Modric.
But at the same time, you'd love
It would be
Luis.
worse than Rodri.
You'd love to... Nah, I loved Rodri winning it.
But he deserves it more than a year before. I just loved him
That is
winning
true.
it because of Vinny.
That is...
It's a
Yeah,
different
well,
thing.
obviously. So... You'd love to see Luis Enrique lift it.
I do. But at the same time, I
This
don't.
guy deserves so much
He
for
can
what
have
he's
many
been
more
through.
chances in his life.
Yeah.
Rafinha won't. I can tell you this, Rafinha will not.
Who knows if Rafinha is going to win it?
He will. And I'm going to do the PR work. Now
I
for
think...
the last question. This is a big one. Build the perfect weekend. No limits, no budget.
The perfect weekend.
Yeah. And censor, please.
Wow.
No budget, so you can do whatever you want.
Well, number one is I go to Egypt.
Can I come?
100%. Me, you, a bunch of our friends. We rent a villa or something in Sahel.
Perfect.
Massive villa.
Take me there, I'm going.
Maybe even rent some luxury cars.
Rent whatever the restaurant. Rent the person who sells the cars. I don't care.
And just enjoy that weekend there in like the best place there. Rent a
Then
few...
you can finally eat your favorite food on bar, sushi
Oh
and steak.
yes,
It all
100%.
leads back to the same topic.
Exactly. And then football in Egypt. I think playing football in Egypt is different to playing football outside Egypt.
I agree.
You feel like you're actually playing the game.
Very
It's a
true.
lot tougher, a lot rougher.
Mentioning this, the Egyptian league will be decided today. I believe so. The game's today.
But isn't it already decided?
No, there's one game left. There's 1 point difference.
Only?
Or I think two. So if Ahli wins or draws, they win the league. Or if Pyramid drops points off.
Yeah, of course.
But if Pyramids win and Ahli loses, then Pyramids win the league.
The new split of the league has been very interesting.
It's not nice.
I'm not a fan of at all, but like it's been interesting. That's the least
I think
can
you've had
say.
the most draws of any other teams in the world.
We've been miserable.
I've
this
seen
season.
2-2 every time I've opened my phone.
Miserable this season. Like I actually think it feels more like homework to watch Zamalek than it is to do
I think you
uni
need to
work,
start building up. Because you lost your best player.
which is a shame.
Yeah, Zizou. To your
And-
biggest competitor.
And at the same time, we've emptied a lot of our club, like from Obama to Mustafa Fathi to
And there's no money.
a lot of people, and there's no money.
You'd think it doesn't get worse than Barca, then.
Oh yeah,
Then you see
people don't see what's going on outside.
Okay, yeah, and that wraps up this episode. Another episode done from the Go Far podcast. I have to say, having a unique character like Yusuf on today wasn't just a conversation. It was a reminder of how powerful a mix between growth and purpose can be. From uni memories to future dreams, football, AI, food, cars, whatever, Yusuf, your presence have made this episode a mix of everything. Yusuf, my brother, thank you for being here. I hope this isn't the last time for you here with us.
Thank you, man. I enjoyed it so much, and it's been an absolute honor to have a chat with you rather than record a podcast.
Okay, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, even hopefully share. We need those. All our links are down in the description. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, we do all of it. Until next time, we keep going forward. Thank you.